Up next, we have Mike Strautmanis, the Chief Engagement Officer at the Obama Foundation. Like so many of us here today, Mike understands firsthand how having a guiding hand can transform your life, and you'll hear he really couldn't have asked for better mentors. Please welcome Mike Strautmanis to the stage. Thank you so much.
Mentorship takes hopes and dreams and turns them into reality. I know that because I lived it. For the first few years of my life, I lived on the south side of Chicago. South side? My father left before I was born, and for a long time, it was just me and my mom. When I was around 5, my mom remarried, and we moved to the north side, and things changed for me. Growing up on the north side, I was able to go to well-funded schools that gave me opportunities I could never imagine. I knew I was lucky because I had family who weren't. As I dreamt of becoming a lawyer, a cousin of mine who lived at my grandmother's home on the south side started selling drugs. As I began my legal career, he began a stint at a federal penitentiary and went away for a long time. My whole life, this reality has grounded me. How, without question, opportunity is not evenly distributed. I was lucky. I had people in my life who guided me when I felt a little lost. My mom, for one, and then a young attorney I knew by the name of Michelle Robinson and her hotshot fiancé, Barack. The first time I met Michelle, I was a 22-year-old bike messenger delivering packages to her firm. One day I asked her for advice about law school, and she graciously made me her mentee. I met Barack soon after on the basketball court, no less. Like me, he had lived in a multiracial household. Like me, his dad wasn't around. These connections formed the basis of our relationship. And decades down the road, knowing that we defy the odds and that it was our duty to help other men of color do the same, they helped shape our work at the White House. They became the seeds of an initiative known as My Brother's Keeper. In winter 2013, 15-year-old Hadia Pendleton was killed by gang members while standing in a park just a mile from President Obama's home in Chicago. A week before her death, she performed at the marching band at President Obama's second inauguration. I was serving in the Office of Public Engagement at the White House at the time. Her death hit us hard. It reminded us of Trayvon Martin's death the year before and of Darian Albert's in 2009. It literally and figuratively hit too close to home. I went with the president to Chicago soon after. We met with boys and young men who were participating in the Becoming a Man program, the video you saw just before I came on stage. I remember the president rolling up his sleeves and sitting down to have an honest conversation with these young men. He told them about how he used to get in trouble as a kid, but that he grew up in a more forgiving environment. Looking around that day, I could see the impact he was having on those boys. I could see how those few moments with him showcased his humanity, how he suddenly transformed from being the president to just another guy in the room. And I could also see the impact they were having on him. So that's what mentorship is about. It's a two-way street. The next year, we officially launched My Brother's Keeper. When his term ended, it was natural that MBK eventually became a part of the Obama Foundation. Now, we all know that we have a lot of work to do to make sure all boys and young men of color have the support systems they need to live up to their potential. and to celebrate the countless people like those of you in the room who reach back and lift up our children. This week, some of that work happens here. Going forward, it will happen in all of your communities in the years ahead. And back home in Chicago, it will happen around the Obama Presidential Center. We're building a campus on the south side of Chicago to be a place where people of all backgrounds, especially boys and young men of color, will learn that their potential is limitless. The president is looking to you and me and everyone in this room to drive this forward. To sit down like he did with those young men that day in Chicago and learn from each other. And he and all of us at the Obama Foundation will be here to support you along the way. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us on this journey.